you know, things were to get deep and you'd actually reality starts hitting in, meaning you're living with that man you think is going to be the one for you, that he's going to sacrifice everything for you. No man, okay, and I'm just being blunt, no man can ever be compared to a father. A father would sacrifice his whole life. He'll put himself behind bars. Okay, he would give up his life for your sake, because you're his daughter, you're his warda, you're his flower, you're his almas, you're his diamond, you're his everything. You're literally, he lives for your sake, after the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal and worshipping Allah. He lives for you. Like, he goes out and sacrifices everything for your sake. So therefore, you're going to put him on the side and not tell him about what's happening with regards to you getting married, or who's actually who you've got feelings for and what have you, because of the fact that you think that this man is going to replace him. Ibnat al-halal.
حركاتهم وهمومهم وعزومهم لله لا للخلق والشيطان. نعم الرفيق لطالب السبل التي تفضي إلى الخيرات والإحسان. تفضي إلى الخيرات والإحسان.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. In continuation regarding marriage. Now, we touched and discussed on the last time regarding certain things that happen, and unfortunately, you know, the changes that we've seen over the past couple of years, that which pertains to, you know, brothers seeking a spouse and sisters seeking a spouse, and the flaws and the mistakes. And we noticed and we touched on the ayah as to the reason why someone should get married, and the hadith of what the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam has informed us regarding, you know, him encouraging the shabab to get married. Now, in today's specific episode, I want to discuss with you all as to why it has gone wrong, and inshallah the solution we can make, and the advice that we should take on board in that which relates to how right now, 2024, we should all try our best to change our mentalities and link that which we put forth as how should I say this? Our expectations should be in line with the deen and not with just our society and that which we've been affected. Honestly, brothers and sisters, living in the West, and not just in the West now, it's affected everywhere. It's gone like it's viral with regards to how many times people see and believe that marriage should be a certain way and their spouse should be a certain way, and how sisters think that it should be that way or this way, brothers this way or that way. Look, the Messenger ﷺ says, Ya ma'ashar al-shabab, man istata'a minkum al-ba'a falyatazawwaj. Okay, gathering of youth, those of you that have the capability, then let them get married. So that means if you've got the capability, okay, as a brother to get married, then you should go forth and get married. However, let's be real. The question should be now, and I'm going to just dive straight into it actually. What should you look for in a spouse? Let's talk about it from a sister's point of view. Why I'm specifically specifying sisters, what they should look for, is because of the fact that a lot of times you see that brothers are advised and they, you know, sisters are forgotten about. Let me talk about a sister. I'm going to now first concentrate on how, you know, it should go about with regards to you getting married. Because a lot of the times now, you find a sister is ready for marriage, and then once she's ready for marriage, she has her father. If she's a revert, there's no one there, so she has an acting wali. And then at the same time, there are some times where she goes to school or college, she has feelings for someone, and those feelings could be a means of her, you know, taking onto her own account and her taking action. So what should be the way? Another question as well that I'm going to pose at all of you. You know, do you get married through a friend that you know? you get married to someone your parents bring forth to you, sister? Like, as a father, I bring forth someone to my daughter. Is that the way you get married, sister? Is that the sunnah? Do you go through these matrimonials, these sunnah matrimonials and Islam, pure matrimony, sunnah match, and all these other things that are out there, soulmate, and I don't even know all of those stuff? What's the best way, and what are the pros and cons of those, and what's the best method? Look, we should understand something, okay? I'm going to be honest, it's the truth, it's true, I understand what you're feeling, so I'm not going to debunk any of them. I'm not going to just say, no, you can't do this and you can't do that. Of course, we should take that which is halal, without a doubt. So it should be all in accordance to the sunnah. But it has become tough. Getting married has become tough, comparing it to the last 10 years. Now, sister, first point of advice for all sisters, specifically the revert sisters, make sure your wali has full involvement in you getting married. I didn't say let them control and choose for you. No, I said let them have full cooperation. Let them cooperate with you. Let them have the knowledge of what's going on. Go back to your wali, and I'm talking about your male relatives. Go back to them, okay? That's crucial. That's crucial, and you need to make sure you do that, sisters. You need to make sure you go back to your wali. Why is that? Because of the fact that if they have control of the situation and they know if the brother now has come forward, you have to understand one thing, right? Okay, I'm giving you my example. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. If I'm a brother, I'm not married now, and I want to go to ask for a sister's hand in marriage, I want to go and speak to the wali, and I notice, inshallah, we'll stop for the adhan bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, and we'll continue after the adhan bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Allah yahfadhkum jami'an. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, and all those listening. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Al-Dhahabiyya Institute Foreigner to Fluency Arabic Language is about to launch on the 29th of this month in January. So if you're at that stage in your life where you've been a Muslim and you don't understand the words of Allah the Almighty, then it's about that time you take that leap. How long is it going to be? And how long are you going to carry on where you pray behind the imam and you don't even understand the verses of Allah Azza wa Jal? You're not touched when you hear the Quran being recited. You're not able to read an Arabic book. You're not able to read the Quran by yourself. You don't have the understanding of the religion. As the ulama, they state that the sweetness of this religion and understanding the religion properly cannot come except by learning the Arabic language. Some of the ulama even hold the Arabic language to be mandatory. So guess what? It's about that time for you to pick up yourself and come out your comfort zone and learn Arabic. We're here to take you on a journey. Many times as well, you find that brothers and sisters take the wrong path with regards to learning the Arabic language. They don't understand what they need to be doing. They don't have the right tools. Maybe they have the wrong teacher. Maybe the methodology is wrong. Maybe they are taking the wrong resources with them. It's been 10 years, it's been 5 years, it's been 15 years, and you're still on the same level in terms of the Arabic language. You can't hold Arabic conversation with someone. Then it's about that time you take that leap, and let us help you in that journey. Because I've been there, I've done that. I went from being a foreigner, not understanding the Arabic language at all, and alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, by the permission of Allah Azza wa Jal, I'm now able to understand the Arabic language. Walillahi alhamd wal minna. So I'm here, your brother in Islam, to help you understand this Arabic language and to become at a level where you're going to be able to speak and understand the words of Allah Azza wa Jal, so you can understand your religion in a much better way. Another announcement, on the 24th inshallah of January at 9 p.m. UK time, I'll be holding a masterclass free taster lesson where you'll be able to understand and see what we'll be covering bi'idhnillahi ta'ala on the 3-month program. I'm waiting for you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So with regards to your family having a full on, like they included the full on awareness and knowledge regarding your marriage situation, then they're able to advise you. As a father, I'm a father now, okay? And I know that feeling of I would be able to advise my daughter had she, reached that level where she's now pursuing, that next stage and that next step in her life where she wants to get married. You have to understand, marriage is no joke, sisters. Marriage is no joke. It's no fairy tale. It's not the way you pursue, the way you perceive it to be, the way you believe it is. Everyone has their own experience in marriage, but it's a big step. So if you've now, said to your father or included them, even if it's not directly, because at the end of the day, I know for the sisters, it could be a bit nerve-wracking. It's very, it's a very touchy topic and you're shy to directly approach your father. And I believe you should have that relationship with your father. You should have that relationship. Or at the very least, you tell your mother and then your mother speaks to your father about it. But this is now a message to all the parents. Have that relationship from young where your children are your friends. You build them up to be your friends. So when they reach that level of, certain topics that are a big taboo or they're shy and nervous to talk about, they actually will be able to come out their comfort zone and speak to you about it because they see you as their peers. But at the same time, they respect you as your parents. So that generally speaking should be the way we all are. Your child is your friend, but they respect you like like you're their parent. So they still have that respect and they don't cross the boundaries. So point number one, sisters, include your family members. Wallahi, we've seen it so many times. I've heard it so many times, so many cases. A sister gets married, parents weren't on board, they didn't know anything about it, or she chose to just completely, take them out of the picture. Things went wrong down the line, couple of months, couple of years, she was mistreated, she was abused, she wasn't looked after, so on and so forth. She's now mentally disturbed. The stories go on. She's, single mother of one or two or what have you, and, she's been left, she's been dumped. She's divorced now and she wants to go back to, live with her parents. Her parents don't want anything to do with it anymore because they just see it as extra, well, they shouldn't anyway, but some parents, see it as like, okay, you didn't include us, so why do you want our help now? Especially the revert sisters, like your parents don't understand that concept of, generally speaking, what we understand in Islam. So therefore, they just see it as you've completely disrespected them by not including them in that big step you're about to make. Sisters, it doesn't matter whether they're not Muslim or not. If your father loves you as you being his daughter, he should want khair for you, whether he's Muslim or not. So therefore, if something was to go wrong, he's there to defend you. Doesn't matter what it's for. He shouldn't even look towards what happened. He's just there as a father, just as a protector, full stop. So therefore, why is it you're not including them? What, because of the fact that they're not Muslim? No one said to you to make them be your wali or anything like that, but include them, have respect for them. They're your parents. That's like a sharaf. That's like a place of honor where you're honoring your parents and you're giving them that respect. You're putting them on the throne, your father, by including him in what you're about to move forward in your life, where you're going to get married. He should know. He should be the one to be like, okay, let me go check him out for you, sister, daughter. I want to go check him out for you, see if he's the right man for you, because I know a man when I see a man. I know, a player when I see a player. And that's the reality, sisters. You need to understand that marriage is a big commitment. It's a big thing, okay? A man can come and put on a front and say things that, you become intrigued and you become a bit, literally, he's pulling you in. He's going to pull you in and then you'd be like, he's captured me because of the looks or because of the charms or because of the words and what have you. And then, you're blinded by everything else that's around him, everything else that he's really and truly not really displaying to you, or maybe he is, but you can't even see because you're blinded in love. So that's the advice I would give. The first advice, sisters, always make sure you include your fathers or your male relatives, Muslim or non-Muslims. Now, the next set of advice is sisters that are Muslims, that they want to go about and get married without wali. Sisters, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You really think if something was to go wrong, or things were to get deep and you'd actually reality starts hitting in, meaning you're living with that man you think is going to be the one for you, that he's going to sacrifice everything for you? No man, okay, and I'm just being blunt, no man can ever be compared to a father. A father would sacrifice his whole life. He'll put himself behind bars. Okay, he would give up his life for your sake, because you're his daughter. You're his warda. You're his flower. You're his almas. You're his diamond. You're his everything. You're literally, he lives for your sake, after the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal and worshipping Allah. He lives for you. Like he goes out and sacrifices everything for your sake. So therefore, you're going to put him on the side and not tell him about what's happening with regards to you getting married, or who's actually who you've got feelings for and what have you, because of the fact that you think that this man is going to replace him. Ibnat al-halal, come on. Where are mine? Aina dhahabat al-uqul? Yani he is always going to be there for you as your father, if he's a true father. And inshallah, that's the most of the cases it's like that. I'm not talking about the odd case, I'm talking about the majority, that a father will do everything. So therefore you should include him in this big next step. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ says, La nikah bila wali, yani the nikah is invalid if the wali is not there. And that's what the ulama hold as the majority of the opinion, that a nikah done with no wali, then that's not a valid marriage. It's not a valid nikah. So sisters, please think and put your parents first, specifically your male relatives, that is, obviously, and all your other family members, before your emotions. Get your emotions, okay? It's difficult, I know it's difficult. Get your emotions, put them to the side, and then what you need to do is include your family members. So that's the second piece of advice. Okay, and it's included in the first one, but I'm saying it again second, but even though it's more or less the first one. The third piece of advice is you should have your research done really well. And sisters, I'm telling you the truth, right? There's no way you could do extensive research about the brother that's come to ask for you more than your male relatives and your fathers. You don't go pray five times in a day in the masjid. You're not out and around, out and about in certain areas that a man may, be found. You don't know the mindset and how a man can think. So therefore, you need to get your wali on board. Look at how this is linked to the first point is, include your male relatives. Because you need to find out that thobe he's wearing, is he actually wearing a thobe coming to a meeting, or when he meets you and then he's got a drug house that he owns? I'm telling you the truth. It's the truth. Truth is the truth. Is he someone where he puts on a thobe and mashallah, he's got a book in his hand, or he's speaking kef haluki, mashallah anti jamila, and he's getting you with a couple of words, and he's messaging you on Instagram, or I don't know, TikTok or WhatsApp, or he's got your number somehow through these social media platforms, and he's sending you love hearts and sending you stories, just copying and pasting from Google and putting it in your phone, and he doesn't even have a care in the world for you, and he's got probably another 2-3 other sisters he's dealing with, and then you're just the one that's you've the first one to give in to him. Is that what it is? Sisters, emotions to the side. This is something that can make or break your future. It can literally make or break your future. There are some sick men out there. I'm telling you the truth. There are some sick men out there who don't fear Allah Azza wa Jal. If you want someone that's going to look after you, they first of all need to fear Allah the Almighty. Yani there's a saying that if someone doesn't fear Allah, then don't even be shocked as to that which they would do. So why are you shocked? They don't fear Allah. Maybe they don't even pray 5 times a day, and you've just seen them on Ramadan, and they could be Ramadan worshippers. Okay, may Allah make us all sincere and guide all the ones that are that need guidance. We all need guidance, but sisters, wallahi, and you don't know, and you can't do that extensive research the same way that your father will be able to do it, or your older brother who can get contacts, or your grandfather, or someone. You need to have someone on board that's going to do that research. Let's say someone's come to approach you. Don't just, straight away fall for it because your best friend's told you that, he's the one. We've heard good about him. He's your best friend. Your best friend probably just wants to just jump you on board. And honestly, there are some sisters who encourage other sisters to get married. I'm not saying marriage is not a good thing. Of course it is. But they're just doing it because it's a trend. They got married, so they also want you to get married as well. Maybe they have good intentions. Maybe their intentions are good. But you need to do that research. Because you need to really and truly find out, is he someone that fears Allah and is going to look after me? See, when I meet another man or young man, I can read through him, right? As a man, I'm able to sit down and put my tools on the table, okay, and read through him. Okay, metaphorically, put my tools on the table and just read through him. He can sit in front of me and put on all these stuff, but he can't fool me with his charm or what he's coming with. Even if, let's say, for example, some sisters, this could be your situation where you know, he's seen that he's got an expensive car. Like, as a man, you're going to think, okay, where's he getting that money from? Is it halal or haram? You as a sister, you're looking at that car thinking, mashallah, I'm going to be rolling around in a BMW or a nice, mashallah, MG or Ford. Or you're looking at it as that's an opportunity, and you're an opportunity. So yeah, you know, you're someone who's looking at it as like, okay, yeah, that could be me. And you're picturing, holding his hand, you know, and he's holding his hand, and then, you know, listening to Quran together. And sister, like honestly, please, once again, let's put emotions to the side. Let's put the emotions to the side. Let's think about reality. We need to really, really think that everything in Islam is perfect. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. يعني Islam has been perfected, it's been completed, and Allah is pleased with the religion of Islam being our religion. Okay? Meaning it's His religion, but He's pleased with us being Muslims. So we need to understand that there isn't a single thing except the Prophet ﷺ told us about that is good for us. So when the Prophet ﷺ says in authentic narration, Man ja'akum, okay, من جاءكم من جاء من ترضون دينكم, يعني إذا أتى إليكم في بعض الروايات, in some other narrations, if someone comes to you, إذا أتى إليكم من ترضون دينه, يعني if someone has come, وترضونه يعني من ناحية الدين, if someone has come and you're pleased with regards to his religion, okay, إذا جاءكم من ترضون دينه وخلقه, يعني, and this is obviously addressing whom? It's talking about the wali. And if you look at this narration, it's talking about if someone has come to you and you're pleased with his religion. So it means the wali should have full information and full knowledge, and they should be included in this specific man coming forward. So that's why we need to include, because the research, you can't do that research properly unless you yourself know the person. Now that's why I give advice to the sisters, and I say, it depends, but I generally advise sisters, and I advise brothers, and sisters' advice is the same as well, that it's so much easier to do research with someone that is within your proximity, that lives in your country. Let's say, for example, I'm from the UK, okay, and I want to get married to a sister, and the sister's from, I don't know, from Sweden, or from America, or from Africa, or from Russia, any places that I'll need to take a plane to find out about. I can't, even if I've got my contacts there, my contacts obviously will tell me about that person from that which they see. I can ask a brother, listen, does your wife know this sister? And you know, she's from this place, her name is this name, and you know, her name is Aisha, and she's 25 years old, and she's 20 years old, you know, she's 30 years old, and you know, yeah, she's from this country, and this, okay. So I found out, I've given him bits and bobs. He goes, okay, listen, where's she from? She's from this country. Okay, what area she lives in America? She lives in New York. Okay, so we've got to that stage, right? But now there's a question. He's going to tell me what his wife has seen of her, and it could be just that which is displayed of good. My research is limited. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So sisters, if you're now getting approached from a brother that lives thousands of miles away from you, how are you going to be able to do that research? You see what I'm saying? Don't be so desperate, and don't put yourself in a situation where you can jeopardize your future. And when I say that, once again, marriage is khair, is a blessing, but not every single person has the high importance and cares about marriage the way they should care about marriage. And also as well, if you're a sister and there is a brother who is coming to you, then how can you fully know about that brother if he lives so far away? So all of these things that I've said are crucial for you to understand and to realize that you need to be able to reach a stage in your life where you're going to be able to do these things, the 3 points I've made. Afterwards, if you're able to find and do good research, they are within your proximity. You've checked out, you've included your wali, you've checked out where he lives, and you've got a good information, and you've heard good of him and whatever. All of what you heard is good. Okay, next thing is, now let's start digging about his deen. You've done that. It's check. Prays on times, fast. He tries his best. Okay, khair. Next thing, man tardawnahu dinahu wa khuluqa. Let's check about his mannerisms. How's his mannerisms? You need to understand, if a brother is bad to his parents, how is he going to treat you well? Basics, right? So you need to find out and do research regarding his mannerisms. How does he conduct himself? Is he someone that has good mannerisms? Is he someone that is not good? Is he someone that he's bad, he's known in the community? And there are some people that hide it. So once again, you need to do good research. That good research can come from you being able to have your wali on board, and they do extensive research, and they find out and they check and they dig, and then they find out and they're like, yeah, we found out, we've done enough. And that's why, with example, marriage, that's why it's allowed to backbite. Someone that gets asked, who do you ask as well? Do you ask their best friend who wants them to get married? No, you don't ask only their best friend, but rather you ask other people that may know him and know him well and not that close, for to just give a good word just for the sake of it. So therefore, that leads me on to the next thing. Is looks important? Of course looks is important. Is deen important? Of course. Where his lineage come from? Of course. Is wealth? Of course. Is he someone that sits home and he's a lazy so-and-so? Is he just someone that sits on the couch and just chills back and he's lazy? Is he a waste of space? Or is he someone that works and strives and puts forth? Or is he someone that says, yeah, I'm opening my business, I'm going to open my business in a year's time, but he's got nothing at all. He doesn't have enough money to do anything. Like, once again, these things count. Does he have to be a millionaire? No, he doesn't. Or does he? Think as to why you want to get married. Now, all of these things that I've stated, the next question is, what's the best method to use in getting married? Is it matrimonials? Is it through my parents? Through my friends? Inshallah, bi'idhnillah, we'll end it there, nice and short, and then we'll move on to the next topic. I'm just talking about sisters. I haven't even gotten to the brother side yet. But you need to understand that these things are crucial, sisters. Don't risk your future, bright future, I should say. And you have to understand that, yes, you want to get married, but at the same time, you should have high standards for yourself. Yeah, and you have that, high standards where you're not just going to get married to anyone, and it's not just going to be because of the looks, because you're interested, or what you see on social media, or because they've got a following or a platform, but rather, they need to be able to meet your standards. And when I say standards, I mean Islamically, not feminism standards and all that nonsense. But, you need to find out these things, and then from there, you'll be able to actually make an actual, I'd say, concrete decision on your future. Decision is up to you. Assalamu alaikum.